Hey all, welcome back. We're going to be talking about Veeva Systems today. One that we have not made a public video on, but we have been talking about with our semi-insiders. Make sure you check that out. Until April 15th, you can get access to the Discord server, and that is really important because you'll be part of the CSI community, exclusive group of like-minded individuals, long-term focused critical thinkers, and you can join in the discussion. Make sure you check that out, chipstockinvestor.com. Now, Veeva Systems has been hit by the software apocalypse and has sold off very hard over the last few months, but we're going to talk about why this is one that we're interested in. Now, you may toss this one out as just another boring CRM company, but Veeva is actually much more than that. They did start out as a CRM or customer relationship management tool built especially for the biopharma industry, but it's evolved well beyond that. It operates, I'll use this term pretty loosely, a picks and shovels play for the entire life sciences ecosystem. They have a cloud-based stack that's divided into 4 segments: development, quality, commercial, and data. You can think about it like this: from R&D and all the way through clinical trials, even through the manufacturing process, through the compliance process in manufacturing new drugs and global regulatory filings. Veeva has embedded itself into pretty much every corner of this biotech space. Veeva does have some significant competition. We talked about this in an article that we wrote over on Semi Insider about their relationship with Salesforce, and they have competition in Oracle as well. Veeva itself reports that they have a 16% penetration into a $20 billion market. So theoretically speaking, that's a long runway for growth. And Veeva has done a good job of trying to build a sticky relationship, trying to develop more of their products to solve more of their customers' problems. That's enough of the overview, the foundation of our discussion today. As I said, if you want more information, make sure you check out Semi Insider. But now let's focus our attention on the full year wrap up 2026 and talk about why we're putting this video out right now. The stock has overall been an underperformer. You'll look at the stock chart and you'll be thinking to yourself, why in the world is Chip Stock Investor even interested in a company like this? Because the stock has definitely underperformed, and there's no sugarcoating that. But the world is looking, in case you haven't noticed, a little wonky right now. And healthcare companies, healthcare stocks, are kind of viewed as a safe haven. Now, meld that with traditionally a software company, and we have something that's, we think, is an interesting play in this space. Okay, let's take a quick look at the numbers, the annual revenue for Veeva Systems in fiscal year 2026. Guidance was for $3.17 billion at the midpoint. Revenue came in just a skosh above that at $3.2 billion, which was a 16% year-over-year increase. So they cleared the bar there. And then for fiscal year 2027 guidance, the expectation is a 13% increase in revenue year over year. So not quite as fast, but still solid double-digit growth for a company that is at this scale in this environment. And another key metric that we like to keep an eye on, of course, is the balance sheet. Let's take a look at the balance sheet for Veeva. On the left side, we have total cash and cash equivalents of over $6 billion. And you'll notice that I don't have a line item for debt. And the reason that is because Veeva has absolutely zero debt. Let's also take a look at the free cash flow. We have that on the right side. Free cash flow and free cash flow per share is the blue line. So free cash flow for fiscal year 2026, over $1.4 billion. And on a per share basis, that put it up over $8 per share. And that metric, free cash flow per share, is actually growing at roughly a 16% CAGR over the past few years. So not bad on a free cash flow per share basis, I would say. But one of the biggest questions with Veeva Systems is, are AI agents going to disrupt this company? Do we really need a CRM management tool like Veeva if we can just have an AI large language model run the system? And this is definitely something that came up and analysts asked questions about to the CEO, Peter Gassner, on this. He had some interesting things to say about this as well. In December, Veeva announced that they are launching AI agents inside their Vault CRM and Promo Mats, with more agents coming to other products in 2026. And we'll show you what that press release looks like. But Gassner's bigger point was about the relationship that AI could have with Veeva specifically, Veeva's software. He said that AI is going to enable a new wave of long tail software, niche stuff, industry stuff, the kind of software that couldn't be built before. And for Veeva, AI is going to help them build and improve their core systems faster without sacrificing quality, predictability, or regulatory compliance, which is, of course, very important in the biopharma and healthcare world. Gassner goes on to say that without the hyperscalers and what they're doing, cloud services, the industry cloud for life sciences would not exist. He said you could not have built these long tail applications without those cloud infrastructure providers. It's the same way here with these large language models. Veeva could not build the AI applications that we're going to build without these foundational LLMs. And he calls the relationship symbiotic. They are working together to make things better. And here's an important thing to remember. When you talk about AI, and there's been a lot of discussion about how AI is going to affect drug discovery, and that is very important. That's a very key factor. One fantastic use case of AI, speeding up that process, which takes forever. But that's not actually the bottleneck. I'm going to use that word again, bottleneck, that is happening in getting drugs to patients. The bottleneck is actually in clinical trials. Human biology runs at the same speed it always has, but you have to run those experiments, drug trials, in humans to see how it's all going to work out. And so where the opportunity sits is somewhere out there, there's a patient that has been diagnosed with something and needs the drug that has been developed. But how long did it take them to get that diagnosis? And when they did get that diagnosis, did they get the right medicine to help treat that diagnosis? So this is where CEO Peter Gassner said that 90% of the value in life sciences is lost right there. Is the patient informed? Can they get to the right doctor? Is the right doctor informed about this? Is the payer, the insurance company, informed about all of this? And AI combined with Veeva's data infrastructure can bridge that gap. And I think we're all getting used to more and more data being available, but interpreting that data and making it actionable is actually the most important part of this. Just having data available is not the end all be all. You have to classify it, organize it, and match it with the needs and make it actionable. We'll just do a quick note here at the end on valuation. Veeva has sold off quite a bit. You can see the current share price hovering around $175. We used free cash flow per share of $8.44 in this reverse DCF, terminal growth rate of 5%, discount rate of 10%, and the growth rate that could be baked into the stock price is only 5%. That seems like a pretty easy hurdle for Veeva Systems to overcome. But what's the conclusion of the matter here over at Chip Stock Investor? Is Veeva Systems worth investing in? We'll leave that up to you. But the balance sheet is clean. Free cash flow on a per share basis is fantastic. The market seems to be pricing in a pretty easy hurdle for Veeva to clear. And although AI and the software apocalypse has hit Veeva Systems pretty hard, it does seem like they're integrating this well into their software offerings. We'll leave it up to you. You decide if this is a worthy position in your portfolio. Hit us up with questions and see you over on Semi Insider at chipstockinvestor.com. And don't worry, Nick will be back with the next video very soon. And we'll see you again here at Chip Stock Investor.